Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I wanted to discuss who actually died in Avengers Infinity War. Now, obviously this video does contain a hefty amount of spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, I strongly advise that you go out and you see it now. But basically, yesterday, Avengers Infinity War released in Australia, so I got to see it and it was a great movie. But in today's video, I'm not really going to be reviewing it. I'm going to actually be talking about who I think actually died, because there are a lot of theories surrounding, who actually died in the movie, because there are a lot of seemingly deaths and some that were not so clear. So let's chat about it. When the movie opens, Loki and Thor are obviously in the ship with all the Asgardians, and they run into Thanos and his children, or the children of Thanos, aka the Black Order, which includes Proxima Midnight, Corvus Glaive, Cull Obsidian, and Blackmore. And those four help Thanos to basically kill half of the Asgardians, as well as the character that Idris Elba plays, which I forgot the name of, but I'd presume that Korg and Valkyrie is dead. Like, Valkyrie never showed up on screen, so it's not certain whether she's dead or not, but I think that she died, so that's pretty sad. But then, obviously, guys, if you guys have seen the movie, you would have known that after Loki refuses to give up the Tesseract, which has one of the stones in it, of course, Thanos gets Blackmore to basically pin down Thor and threatens to kill him, and then, Loki plays tricks on Thanos and it didn't work out. So Thanos strangles Loki to death. Now, I'm willing to say that this death is a certain death. Like, there's nothing going on here that would mean that Tom Hiddleston's character, which is Loki, didn't actually die. So Loki definitely died from this. He's not coming back, and that's pretty sad to see. It's a very memorable scene, and it was actually a very dark one. It's the opening scene, so I guess it was important to establish how horrible Thanos is in the opening scene, even though I still think he's the best villain in the MCU. So Loki is definitely dead, along with Idris Elba's character and Korg. Not so sure about Valkyrie, but I'm gonna presume that she is dead also. Next up, of course, if you have seen the movie, you would also know that Gamora died, and it was in a scene where Thanos had to make a sacrifice to obtain the Soul Stone, one of the Infinity Stones, which he obviously needs. And to do this, he would have to make a sacrifice, so he throws Gamora down, and that is his sacrifice in this scene. He sacrifices Gamora and gets the Soul Stone from Red Skull, following Red Skull's advice. I was actually super surprised to see Red Skull in this movie, guys. I'm sure you were as well. Well, Red Skull helped him out, told him what he needed to do, and then Thanos sacrificed Gamora for the Soul Stone. Gamora looks like she is dead from that fall when Thanos threw her down, but we have no idea, because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is certainly going to come out. It will be a while away now, guys, so still a little while, but it is definitely going to come out. So that makes me really question whether Gamora is actually dead, but nevertheless, the scene was pretty sad, and it looked like she could actually be dead, guys, so that's pretty sad. So with that death, I'm not actually sure if Gamora is dead or not, guys. Leave a comment down below telling me what you think about Gamora's death and if it's actually legit. Next up, obviously, we have to talk about Vision. Now, Vision was one of the three main characters who I think actually died. Loki and Gamora being 1 and 2. Vision may have actually died. He basically died 2 times. Only Thanos and the audience know that, though. because after, you know, the major end-ish fight scene, Thanos almost gets the stone, but Scarlet Witch tries to destroy it, and then she finally does destroy it, meaning Vision did die. But of course, by this stage, Doctor Strange had already given up the green stone, the time stone. And so Thanos has the ability to manipulate time, so he turns it backwards and goes back in time a little bit, and of course rips the stone out of Vision, and you know, he turns grey here. And that scene was super sad, guys. I was a bit afraid for Vision when I was going into this movie, but because I stayed away from people who were making theories, I wasn't expecting either Gamora or Loki to die, so I was pretty surprised. But Vision basically died 2 times. Obviously, when Thanos had to obtain all the stones, that was his last stone to get, so having already had the time stone, he could basically do anything to get it. So, do I think Vision is actually dead? Yes, I do think that Vision is actually dead. Whether or not we'll see more of him in a prequel movie or a flashback scene is questionable, but I do think that Paul Bettany's character, Vision, is actually dead. Now, let's talk about the actual theories about if anyone else really died. So, when Thanos snaps his fingers together after getting all of the Infinity Stones, everybody turns to dust. I mean, not everybody, but there are quite a lot of people who turn to dust. If you know, there was Bucky, there was Black Panther, there was Spider-Man, there was Doctor Strange, and several other people who turned to dust. And if you're probably very confused after that scene, certainly there was a lot of gasps in the movie theater which I was at to see the movie. But if you are confused about that, then that is okay, because they are not actually dead. My theory is that everybody who turned to dust from that is actually in a limbo world, and that it's just to do with perception, how we perceive it. Because from our point of view, it looked like they died, but it's actually the people who are still remaining, who didn't turn to dust, who died, such as Iron Man and Captain America. So, you know, I was expecting Captain America to die, so, you know, this theory certainly makes sense. Again, guys, I do not actually know if this theory is correct, and if in Infinity War, after Infinity War, we'll find out. I mean, it's only so long until Avengers 4, which is actually untitled, guys. It's untitled, so I have no idea what is going to be in it. But if we do find out in Avengers 4 that my theory is right, then there you go. I think it's a pretty decent theory. It's pretty reasonable to think that everybody who didn't turn to dust is actually dead, which also means that Black Widow is dead. So yeah, but Bucky got saved, and of course we need Black Panther and Spider-Man for multiple movies in the future of their own series, so it wouldn't make sense for them to die. So that was basically my video on all the deaths in Avengers Infinity War. Make sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Feel free to discuss anything to do with spoilers or associated with spoilers, because of course this video is full of spoilers, as I warned you at the start. That was me basically breaking down all of the deaths in Avengers Infinity War. I will be making more Infinity War videos. I'll be making some review videos, and also some videos on what I think Avengers 4 will have in it, like what storyline and what kind of characters will we see in Avengers 4, which again, guys, is currently untitled. My name has been EmoTiger, and in this video I basically talked about every single death in Avengers Infinity War.